Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
If you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer, then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
And happy Tuesday to you all. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Josh, Walt, and Zack hanging out with you this morning. What's up, fellas?
Hey.
It's Tuesday. It's funny when it's true.
It is. Well, not always.
Well, no, not always.
So Walter, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good.
You enjoy your birthday?
Yep, I did. It was chilled. We just kind of did not much except did a little painting at the porcelain studio. My niece worked at.
Last time I took a trip to Mexico.
Porcelain.
Yeah. Like when you pray to the porcelain gods?
Yeah, I know.
I had to do that.
Porcelain. It'll do it.
It'll do
every time.
What a fucking weird day. Weird day. It's almost 60 degrees yesterday. It'll be almost 60 degrees again today.
Yeah.
It's freaking January. Middle of January.
Yeah.
It should be that freaking warm.
Yeah. I wore shorts to the store yesterday and thought, it's January. Thought that very thing.
It was supposed to be like a massively cold winter, according to the Farmer's Almanac, according to the persimmon seeds, according to all signs were pointing to a pretty horrendous winter.
We had it for like a day and a half, right? 2 days, like that.
Yeah, we got a little ways to go for winter. Don't get
cocky.
But yeah, it is. It's very weird how warm it's been. Oh, how was your weekend, Josh? Anything exciting?
The most exciting thing that happened was that nothing exciting happened.
Damn it. Sorry.
It was a nice, quiet weekend, which means nothing happened, which is how I like it.
Yeah, I've noticed there haven't been many asteroid threats lately. Not seeing a whole lot of lettuce with asteroids anymore. It's like they turned that off, and now they turned on the nuclear fusion breakthrough nozzle. I just saw one just now today. It came out yesterday. inside the nuclear fusion breakthrough that could be a step to unlimited clean energy in the distant future.
The very distant future.
Didn't we hear this like in the 70s before I was born? Heard the same thing?
We can smash them together. We can tear them apart. We could just create all sorts of energies.
I've been watching movies or documentaries on the what's the name of that? Arabian Desert. Man, that place is big. There was a supposedly there's some lost city out there in the center of the Arabian Desert that was like supposedly like encrusted with jewels and gems and yada yada yada, and some ancient civilization their king it was built for, and before he could get to it, a sandstorm buried it and killed everybody on the way to the palace. Something like that. I don't know. It's interesting though. There's all kinds of it's like everywhere you go there's talk of ancient civilizations and giants and this and that, and like in every history you look into. Neutron imaging reveals. Okay. Yeah, my weekend wasn't too bad.
Good.
Kind of blah around here.
Yeah.
The weather. We're like right in the 50s. So it's not like nice, but it's not bad either.
Well, I promise I planned on asking you how your weekend was, but you jumped right into the comment pile.
And mine was
like,
good.
Oh, shit. And then you ended it with, and my weekend was good. So I was like, oh, there you go. He figured it, he rounded it all out. So it worked.
So yeah, there isn't. Did you guys catch any of Jaron and Bro Sanchez? They were on for like over 6 hours, I think.
Holy shit. No.
I did not.
Yeah, it was a long one. That's cool. I've been hoping, because Bro Sanchez has been out there forever.
Mm-hmm.
I've been over in his chat a few times and stuff. I don't know. It's different over there. They get very. I mean, I love the way he does his platform, but you get a lot more like confrontation over there. I've noticed a lot of the guests he have on. I'm not gonna say that they're trolls, like Glover trolls. Some of them might have been. But yeah, it's a little more abrupt than I'm used to. And I go through waves with Bro Sanchez. I'll get on a hook where I watch him all the time, and then it's like, yeah, I do that with everybody though. Oh, bad. I'm sorry. I'm just like not awake yet. I need to hit this coffee.
Well, I remember, I think it may have been Daryl early on, Daryl Marble, who pointed us in Brother Sanchez's direction, maybe early on. I was out in Oregon. We had just interviewed him maybe the first time, second time, something like that. And I gave it a taste. It wasn't my cup of tea. Just seemed a lot of drama when I would tune in on the occasions I would. And I have, a lot of stuff in my life to do, not drama related. So I just don't hang out in those places.
Yeah, when he's doing like sometimes if he's just talking about something or has panel members on that really or cover an interesting topic and they somewhat get along, those are great conversations. I get so much out of it. But when they start arguing,
yeah, well, I guess I just hadn't caught the good one yet. Point me to one, I'll definitely give it a taste.
yeah, it's a different arena. Way different than IRM. That's
right.
But man,
You
that
know,
guy's always
everybody's different. Everybody's people. Everybody gets passionate. Everybody's got their triggers. Everybody, you know, I'm sure if somebody turned into the wrong day over here, they'd think I'm a big ass. But it's just like I said, it wasn't my thing, so I hadn't checked it out since way back then, really. And I would see, you know, live stuff with people I was name in the show description. So I'd go pop over there to see who, you know, see what was going on, and it just rarely was not a drama related somewhere when I was there. So again, just my timing and very few drop-ins. Truly, probably a handful, not even a handful, less than a handful. You know, I can't even count them on one hand, probably. Well, I could. That's what I'm saying. About 4 at tops. How about I just stop rambling and put more coffee on my face?
Did you guys hear what's happening out in Scottsdale, Arizona?
I don't believe
with the
so.
water?
I have not, but we have shit going on around here with water too. Interestingly.
Okay. So what's yours? I know you.
Well, that's not affecting me or my water,
okay.
but where I used to live.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
If we hadn't moved, I think our water would be affected had we not moved. But there was like the water purification plants where several of them were offline, like all but one or some shit. I don't know. Christ, I'm saying it now. I feel like I'm dreamt it. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I mean, you know, at this point, if I don't I spent way too much time early on watching way too many documentaries I would check out from the library about any topic, just to watch some informative shit rather than the bullshit that was coming through my TV. And for that, I would see a lot of things that a lot of people didn't know or weren't exposed to. And one of those was the sewage system of this little country of ours, and the waterways and the purification plants, and how much of a joke overall it kind of really truly is in the bigger scheme of things, other than keeping us all from fucking dying of some kind of whatever, I guess. It tends to cause more problems than it's fixed. I literally get a letter probably at least 5 or 6 times a year telling me, hey, guess what? A couple months ago, you were in deadly danger of some kind of whatever, cardia, I don't know, just you name it. And it's always those letters, not, hey, right now, while it's happening, do something, boil your water, don't shower too long, any of that. It's always months ago this happened, and we just have to legally have told you about it without you being able to sue us, I guess is why I get those letters. I'm assuming, because kind of doesn't do me a whole lot of good to know about what happened a month ago now, does it? It must do them some good, because it don't do me a fucking bit of good.
Well, out there in Scottsdale, a suburb of Scottsdale, I should say, it's a little bit different scenario here. Hundreds of homes outside the boundaries of Scottsdale can no longer get water from the city. So their owners are living a worst case scenario of drought in the West. So they built these, subdivisions in unincorporated neighborhoods and didn't secure water rights anywhere. That's one thing that, in the desert, that should be like number one issue, right? Water. It's kind of important. that should be the first thing that you know, when you go to build a subdivision or something like that, you make sure that you have rights to some water somewhere, some kind of water. But they didn't do that. And this, let's see, we'll just go through it a little bit. Joe McHugh thought he had found a desert paradise when he bought one of the new stucco houses sprouting in the granite foothills of Rio Verde, Arizona. Good schools, mountain view, and cactus-spangled hiking trails out the back door. Then the water got cut off. The community's longtime water supplier, the neighboring city of Scottsdale, turned off the tap for Rio Verde foothills, blaming a grinding drought that is threatening the future of the West. Scottsdale said it had to focus on conserving water for its own residents, could no longer sell water to roughly 500 to 700 homes. That meant the unincorporated swath of $500,000 stucco houses, mansions, and horse ranches outside Scottsdale's borders would have to fend for itself and buy water from other suppliers, if homeowners could find them. See, now, didn't they just get slammed with water out there out west? And all their aquifer, well, I know that was California, but didn't Lake Mead get a nice, healthy rain not that long ago and it's filling back up? I figured this would be something we would have seen like last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea.
I know California, they were saying they had all kinds of heavy rain and all their stuff is like almost full now. Their water aquifers. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bigger picture thing kind of is the issue. It's not just did it rain a couple weeks ago or this week or long time or any of that. It's the bigger picture of, hey, get the fuck out of the desert. People don't live in the desert. Get the fuck out of it.
Too many people there.
Fucking Vegas is cool. Yeah, get the fuck out of the desert. Go where the fucking food and the water is, idiots. That's where I'm at this point with shit like that. Just like my ass sitting here where the hurricanes are and bitching about them. Move. Okay, I'll bitch about the hurricanes. One of the two.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the cold from up north. I can sit here and complain about it.
Fuck away. Move.
I can get away.
Out of there. Right. It's like, who was that? Is that Sam Kinnis back in the day? You know, fucking move. We got deserts. We don't live in them. Unfortunately, yeah, we do. And that's the problem. So, yeah, get the fuck out of the desert.
Oh, I can't find this article, but it was hilarious. Remember we were talking about artificial intelligence and how great, computers are and their sensors and all this stuff and how amazing they are at, they're getting to be almost like humans. Well, they had an AI doing the filming for a soccer game. It was like a big game, a big soccer game. And the AI kept mistaking this bald guy, referee, his head for the ball and followed him around the whole game.
No, come on, man.
For real.
Come on. Oh,
yeah. So all you camera guys out there, don't worry, you guys are all right.
You're okay for now.
They're not going to be taking your job anytime soon, it looks like. Oh, but yeah, I got a kick out of that. Because, I mean, for every, of course you're going to read all kinds of articles telling you how amazing it is. Of course you will. Of course, there will be certain people that can program computers and have all this stuff work somewhat, the guy that you can throw a basketball at his hoop and the hoop will make the ball go in no matter where you throw it. It like moves on this wall and it can go over and down real fast and, but for the most part, no. It's, there's not that many gerunds out there, But yeah, I'm not worried about AI. Not yet. Not for a while. I was just watching this one guy talk about AI and what it's actually doing. It's not thinking. It's not having thoughts. They program some mathematical algorithm into it, and then they give it access to the internet. So when you ask it a question, it scours the internet trying to find what you want to hear. Yes, you can ask it one question, and it will tell you why it is like that. Then you can turn around and ask the opposite of that question in the exact opposite contrast, and it will give you reasons why that is the answer. Just like on the internet. Whatever you find on the internet, AI will tell you. Now, does that mean AI is thinking and that is what AI believes? No. It's trying to tell you what you want to hear. And that's it. It's pretty amazing how fast, it can go through all that stuff. It's got multiple big, huge, giant computers working on it and this and that and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. The data processing and all that, but is it thinking? Is it sentient? No.
I've been playing around with some of that Chat GPT last week or so. And it really is amazing. It just basically, you can create your own chatbot. I actually had to take it upon myself to send David Weiss a message because I'm pretty sure with AI and a little bit of effort, not much effort involved at all, surprisingly, you could create a chatbot. You could then take the text to chat, turn it into a voice, clone David's voice, and have David do all of his interviews through Chat GPT. If you were to get the transcripts of all of David's interviews and load them into this Chat GPT module and basically create this database, it's one of the ways you do it. You can create your own private database of information. All this flat earth information, all of Dave's interviews, and you put it there as a text so it can read it. You transcribe it, you insert it as text, it can read it, then you can ask it questions and it draws from that data set. It's really amazing stuff the way they do it. I mean, I will say that the AI doesn't necessarily tell you the things that you're expecting to hear. I asked ChatGPT for some evidence of the Earth being flat and stationary, and they told me that was not the case, which I thought was at least slightly interesting. But I don't know. There's some really crazy integrations, to the point that I had to actually get a Chrome extension on my browser just so that I can more easily fill out form fields, whether I'm commenting on something or sending an email or just whatever text I'm writing. Now I can just kind of right click and it gives me some Chat GPT AI options on how to change the tone of the text and rewrite it and do all sorts of cool different tricks that I can do actually on the fly without having to go open up some app and then copy and paste and wait for it to come up and do it a few times to get something decent. Now I can just try it right there while I'm typing.
Well, I remember we were talking about when you told me, and I got all those little links from you after the show. Friday, I guess that was. Maybe we played. I don't remember when the fuck it was, but I got them from you and was playing around with them. And it, like I said, it reminded me a lot of some of the phone stuff that I had early on before Google got involved with the Android side of stuff. That literally was doing all that. I mean, my phone would predict shit for me as I was typing away, and I would just click a button and it would finish that sentence for me without me having to type it in. And it would be lengthy stuff, not just the next couple of words. Or I could talk to my phone and have it actually do text to chat correctly, unlike the later Google iterations, which became like this fun time thing to do when you were sitting around baked and nothing better, is to read talk to your text and see what kind of gibbledy-grabble bullshit it would come up with that had nothing to do with what you said. Would be pretty fucking hilarious to read out loud, because go Google. But yeah, it seems like I'm like that kind of on both sides of the fence. I've seen a lot of evidence of it's just kind of reading what's out there and using what's out there, and here you go. And then I see some scary shit. So I don't know. I really don't know. I know we're getting close to break. I do know that.
Yeah, I know there's a test now. It's been for a while where the human that's taking the test doesn't know if there is a computer on the other side answering your questions or a human being. And you have so many questions at the end of the test, you have to guess whether or not it's a person or a machine. And a lot of times the machines tend to fool humans. Now, which humans are taking it, that's, probably a big part of it. But yeah, people thought an AI was brilliantly analyzing their personality, but it was actually giving out feedback randomly.
Like horoscopes. Like horoscopes you generally find in the paper. I'm not poo-pooing astrology at all. I just thought it was funny. You could apply it. Mix and match. Shuffle it around and mix and match again, and most people would never know the difference. Stick around. We got the second half of the first half coming up right after this.
Number 3, life is worthwhile if you stay. You got to learn to hang in there. You've got to learn to stay from spring till fall. Many people plant in the spring and leave in the summer. They're gone. First hot day. I thought sure John had lasted a month. Where is he? I don't know. Somebody said boo, and he quit. Where is he? I don't know. I'd see, to win, you got to learn to stay. Just because you're behind in the first quarter, you can't leave. You got to learn to stay and hang in there. Guy builds a foundation. And then he walks off, wanders away, and builds another foundation. He never stays and puts up the walls and puts on the roof. You got to learn to stay, hang in there.
From the dawn of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves. But somewhere, we lost our way. Western culture is once again remembering the healing benefits of CBD, the non-psychoactive component of the hemp plant. That's why more and more people who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? IALife is a 99% pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to ialife.com now. That's AYA life.com.
We exist in the security and comfort of our worlds. Paved paths, lights, and manicured lawns give us peace of mind that our world has been tamed, and we are its master. But other worlds exist on the edge of our sight. On the edge of our awareness, the shadows move. The woods fill with the unblinking eyes of the nightmares our ancestors warned us about. Some of us have stumbled into these forgotten realms, whether on purpose or completely by surprise. I'm Brent Thomas. Join us on the Paranormal Portal Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time as we journey into the world of the paranormal phenomena.
Answer the Paranormal Portal if you dare. No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. You're listening to Iron Realm Media. I listen all the time, and it's the best truth show out there. Forget about the mainstream lying. Get your weekly dose of Iron Realm, that is. Stay woke, folks.
Good morning to you. Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworx. Right here, Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com.
Right?
Wow. Some of these scientists are just pricks, man. So people thought an AI was, remember that? Personally analyzing their personalities, but it was actually just giving out feedback randomly. This fooled every person who took the test. Not one person. So to test how effectively they could trick individuals into identifying with a BS personality subscription, an international team of Canadian and Swedish researchers used social media where astrology, pop psychology, and other personality ascribing systems are prevalent. So they recruited 62 people who were under the impression that they were testing a new type of neurotech that, according to the study, could accurately read their thoughts and attitudes. So to begin their hoax scenario, they gave them a sham MRI scan, EEG, and hooked it up to a system supposedly that used neural decoding driven by artificial intelligence. And they were lying the whole time. They did a brain reading, human error detection, and attitude feedback. So during each phase, each participant was asked to evaluate how much they agreed with various personality and opinion-related prompts. The fake system, meanwhile, falsely worked to accurately decode the answer that they held unconsciously in their brain and could be decoded from neural activity. In other words, participants were made to believe that using advanced neuroscience, the machine could tell them what they thought, not just how they thought. And according to the study, participants ate the results right up, convinced that the machine knew them better than they knew themselves. This is scary, folks. I mean, whoa, the machine inferred this? Oh my God, how do you do this? Can we do more? These were the responses they got. None of the participants voiced any suspicion about the mind-reading abilities of the machine throughout the whole study. I bet none of them were flat earthers. Oh, that's crazy. So because a machine told them that they felt this way, even though they didn't, they started feeling that way because a machine told them to. I knew we were programmable, but that's just crazy. Yeah, it's this whole, putting computers up on this giant pedestal when you have the greatest machine ever built that you're riding around in. It's crazy. I don't know. AI. Now I had heard something, and this supposedly took place back in 2017. I think it got fed to me because of, I don't know, all the AI stuff I've been looking at lately. But it said back in 2017, 4 robots that Japan was working on to militarize supposedly killed like 27 scientists before they could get them shut down. Something like that. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah. numerous times, and every time I go looking into it deeper, it just leads me into believing it didn't happen.
Yeah. I saw one video on it, and then everything else on it was like, and this was like a 5-day-old video. But the lady was saying how this had, and it was a recent video. She was saying how this took place back in 2017 and it had been covered up since it took place and blah, 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 blah. But to me, that's no different than saying I went to a base on Mars. Yeah.
The reason that I'm really suspect about most of this is, if I remember correctly, this all originated with a lady who is big in the UFO community. And the reason she's big in the UFO community is because of the cattle mutilation side of things, which is one of the more graphic, fear-inducing, trauma-inducing sides of UFO research. In fact, her research and the way it made people feel and how people reacted to her presentations at the conferences, which I never attended on purpose, just was part of the reason I got out of all that. To me, this smacks of her liking to feed on people's fear. I just always got a weird vibe. I'm trying to remember her name. Linda Howe, I think it was. Linda Moulton Howe. I think she's actually the one that I remember when I dug deepest. She's the one that first, back in like 2018, was talking about this. And that's where it kind of kept growing from there. Before that, there really wasn't anything about it. Just, and then I think even when she told the story, it wasn't like she was going like, I found this. It was more like someone told me this, kind of more like, a UFO report. Oh, someone saw a light. Okay, come talk to me when you got something real. Because, like I said, she just always smacked of sensationalism, fear-inducing. That would seem to be her shtick more than anything. And if you watch your eyes really closely for a few minutes, I'm just saying. I'm not saying they blink sideways. I'm just saying.
Listen, people.
So I'm looking at this one article, and they're saying
Oh,
that.
I found it. Hang on. I'm sorry. I found it. Let me go.
Yeah,
I knew if I dug deep, I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. Hold on.
Man.
I mean, you can talk. I'm just trying to
you
so you can see that.
We're gonna wait in silence for it to arrive.
Echo down of silence. I don't know. Simon and Garfunkel had a lot of good songs.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
I was saying those guys had a lot of great songs. But I think Homeward Bound is probably my favorite out of all their stuff. I know it's not a popular opinion. A lot of people like their other songs better, but Homeward Bound just always hit me. It always did. What you got, Walter?
I just dropped a little thing that had her actually on stage at one of the presentations talking about it in 2018. There's a link to the story through Twitter. And again, just watch your eyes.
Yeah. So yeah, I was coming across this article, and it says how to snag some of the most popular hiking permits in 2023.
Yeah, baby.
Securing.
Can I have permission to walk, please? Can I walk over there? Can I walk, please? Please.
On my land. You have to go get permission to walk on your land. Okay, they're talking about Yosemite, blah, 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 blah. Wait, do we need a permit or something? The park had just recently started requiring permits for the cables, and we were too caught up with the excitement of bagging and coveted peak to remember the one thing we needed to submit. You need a permit? That's crazy. And entry fees to federal land. Now, I understand that. You know, national parks and some of that, the state parks, they require a fee to get in, and that money is then used to take care of the park, they say, right? But I've never heard of needing a permit to walk on one of the trails.
Like, do climbers even need a permit?
No. I mean, no.
No. You go and you climb. I can't imagine you would need to get a permit to walk to the mountain face, but then you get to just scale the mountain face freely. That shit boggles my mind.
A maximum of 64 people are granted permits each day. So only 64 people are allowed to go walk out into a national park a day.
Yeah, that's suspect as hell.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, I was playing with a cat and I'm hearing stories about weird trail stuff and stuff. What's going on? I apologize. I should have been paying attention, but the cat was distracting me.
So now there's a lottery. If you want to go for a walk in the woods, you have to put your name into a lottery and hope that you get admission.
Okay.
May the odds forever be in your favor.
Well, here's all I can say in like possibilities of that definitely not being that strange of a thing is I spent how many times did we go up in that mountain? Probably 3 at least different times, and each of those 3 times we drove around probably a good 3 to 5 hours, going from campground to campground, campsite to campsite, literally trying to get a spot for a birthday event for an in-law of my brother there in Oregon. And as we were doing that, and I began to hear these tales and stories of permits and fire codes and weirdness of these communities of people who have like this network that goes from spot to spot to spot to hide any possibility of you ever getting the fucking spot for yourself, because this guy moves and tells that guy and he goes and gets that spot and he shuffles over there, and it's this whole thing. I don't doubt that they're really trying to enforce a lot of things with them doing that, and that's been 4 years ago, 5 years ago, easily maybe 7. It was one of the early trips out there, and that's, like I said, that's in Oregon alone, and I didn't get much exposure to that. But knowing that that thing is such an integrated part of the homeless community, I mean, I had to say it that way, but it is what it is. It definitely, yeah. Now, whether this is tied into that in a bigger scheme of things, probably not. Mind control, you know, we all know they're trying to limit everything we do and say and think and freedoms and all that. Is this a place close to a national park where all the disappearances take place?
Yeah, a lot of these are national park stuff.
There you go. There you go.
And why would the size of these national parks to limit it to 64 people makes me think there's something there's something they're hiding.
Yeah, and they want to know every single person who is out on these trails.
And I get that.
Just in case.
I can understand maybe checking in or letting a park ranger know, hey, my group is here. We're going to be hiking. We're going to be here for 4 days.
27 hours? I'm just saying.
Well, no, I mean, every place has that. Every place you go to, national park, whether you have to pay or not, there's always a little thing there for you to leave, you know, your name, your license plate, your address, a phone number to contact, blah, 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 for emergency. Every single one in every state I went to had a little box where you can go and put your information. So in case, you know, you do go missing, they can go to that little box, look in there and be like, hey, this is so-and-so's information. He was here at this time, blah, 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 blah. I understand that. You know, it's kind of do it as you have the right to, you know, kind of do it. But telling me I have to sign in to go and walk on a trail and get
What?
permission.
Even as I thought it looks like Ryan there in chat is already on board with it. He wrote, they want to know who the people are going in before they go hiking so they don't make the wrong person disappear. And I was thinking that very thing, my friend. They're probably just making their list and checking it twice so they can know who had people that'll look for them enough to be concerned about it and who don't. And those will be the ones that come up missing next month.
But yeah, a couple of years ago, I walked, well, what was that, 2018, 2019? I walked all kinds of trails all over the country. Never asked for permission once. So I had never even heard of anything like this. That just blew my mind. That now they're requiring you to ask months in advance even. That's even weirder. 4 months in advance. But only 62 people a day. That's crazy. Some of these places are like, you know,
millions
hundreds
of square acres.
Yeah. I was going to say hundreds of square miles, but yeah, millions of acres. Like, you could let 100 people off from different parts of the park start walking and they would never bump into each other. These parks are enormous. 62 people. Yeah, that's just crazy to me. That makes zero sense. So did you guys see what's going on in Illinois?
Oh, left turn. Oh, what?
Yes.
With their assault weapons ban?
Seems like I heard you mention it, maybe.
Well, it's kind of got the sheriffs in Illinois a little upset. They said, yeah, we vowed to defy your state assault weapons ban because it's unconstitutional. And you're not sending me into all these people's houses to go and try and take their guns away from them. 74 Illinois sheriff departments have publicly vowed to defy elements of a recent gun control law signed by Governor J.B. Pritzker, which banned assault weapons. Oh my goodness.
It calls a 22 caliber rifle a weapon of war. 22 caliber.
If you guys don't know, that's like a pea shooter. That's what you use to go hunt squirrels.
If you're a good shot, you use it for squirrels. And even then, it doesn't guarantee you're going to kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's just crazy. And then, so they want to take everybody's guns, and then they make second-degree murder a non-bail offense. Kidnapping. So if someone comes to kidnap your child, you don't have the right to defend yourself with the gun. And if they get caught, they'll be out without bail that day. So I'll move to Illinois, folks. Yeah, I think Josh hit the nail on the head the other day. This is how you have a northern and southern Illinois. I mean, was Virginia all the same before, and then there was a Virginia and a West Virginia? Because, yeah, this is a good way to split. I mean, yeah, northern Illinois, you got Chicago and Lansing and, you know, all kinds of, well, you got Chicago and the Chicagoland area. That's where most of the people are. You go to southern Illinois, that's where I went to my first rodeo. I mean, it's country in southern Illinois. It's rural. So all these people up in northern Illinois passing all these laws for people that they don't know anything about. Yeah, I guarantee most of those sheriffs are probably all from the southern. I mean, are there even 74 counties?
Oh, like,
Illinois?
Quite.
That's a lot.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you're right.
Again, it's big land out there. 74 does seem like a lot, but America's big. Illinois is decent size. Missouri is decent size.
Right.
Yeah, there's 102 counties in Illinois, and 74 of them said, "Nope, we're not doing this."
Almost 3/4
I'm
said,
seeing,
"Fuck you."
I'm seeing some chatter in chat there about who would want to kill squirrels? Why? Now see other people going, yeah, squirrels are tasty. You never had any squirrel spaghetti? Come on, where y'all at? Where y'all from?
I gutted and ate my first squirrel when I was like 7 years old.
Same. I remember being 11 and 12, just hunting squirrels. Just, again, one of those things, because I wanted to see that if I were to go off into the woods, could I find a squirrel, shoot it, gut it, clean it, cook it, and eat it myself? And at 12 years old, I could.
Yep. Hell, we were shooting by 12. We had switched over to trying to hit them with bow and arrow and got a few. We were getting good with those recurves. My buddy had a like a jungle gym type, not really a tree house, but it was a swing set, and then it had like a thing where you could climb up on top of where the swing hung, and there was a platform up there with, you know, you had like your castle mount top part, and we just sit up there all day. We were like in downtown Hobart, you know, like there was a parking lot in the next and houses all around us. And once a couple arrows went over the fence, that was it. It ended pretty quickly. We only did it for a couple days.
Just to be clear, I was never, like, once I got out of my teens, I never really was big on game taste of meat. I've had a lot of good venison fed to me, but never was a big fan of gamey tasting food. So I'm just making sure you guys in chat understand. I don't go out and eat squirrel spaghetti every day or anything. It's just a big thing here in South Louisiana that people actually do quite often offer you on a regular basis. So, it seems like something else in chat. Oh, David M saying that the squirrels there are full of parasites. Be careful when you're eating now. And then something else. What was it? Oh, David Banner saying, yeah, over in the UK here, they're seen as cute and cuddly little creatures, and the red squirrel's protected. Right. I mean, there's things like that here as well. Hell, one of the buddies that would have caught and killed and offered me that squirrel spaghetti also took care of a little baby squirrel that he found hurt and raised it and had a cage for it. And I would go visit, and it became kind of a friendly squirrel to me as well. And then when we went to a job on a trip out to El Paso, Texas, he had no one to take care of the squirrel. So the squirrel went with us. Louisiana to El Paso, Texas with a squirrel. How much more fucking country can you get? Yeah, it was a crazy trip. On that same trip, he got angry every time we would leave him in the room, because we would take him places with us to, like, visit other people's rooms, go hang out and smoke with them and whatever, you know. Occasionally, if we were going somewhere just quick and come back, like picking up fast food or grabbing something at the store, we would take him. But if it was like a trip to the mall or a trip to the arcade or a trip to the bar or wherever we'd be gone for hours and hours and hours, he would have to stay in the room, and inevitably we'd come back and he would have torn up something, including the one time we didn't take him. We came back and he jumped off of the curtains with a baggie in his mouth, threw it in the middle of the bed, and then ran over to the pile of cookie and our bud that he had all mashed into a big pile in the middle of the bed. He didn't eat the cookies and he didn't eat the pot. He just fucked it up to piss us off because we left him and pissed him off.
What
That's
a
awesome.
cock.
He is still a cutie.
Yeah, I was only ever close, and it never touched me, but it came somewhat close. My buddy growing up, we both went to the YMCA after school program and hung out with him a few times. His mom's boyfriend had season tickets for the Bulls, and we would go and not to the season games. He sold most of those. He made a slaying in the 90s selling his season tickets for Bulls games, and they weren't bad seats. But we would go to all the season openers where they would have all the guys there, and it was only season ticket holders, so there weren't a whole bunch of people there, you know. And yeah, he had a squirrel as a pet. He and his mom, I don't know how they got it. I don't think it was wild. I think someone gave it to him, if I'm remembering. But yeah, a squirrel running around their house. Like, it was nuts.
It is nuts. Squirrels that we had of house and home when we moved here originally. Well, I guess that's a half a show right there, ladies and gentlemen. We got a whole nother half coming up right after these brief messages. First half of the second half.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
This is a major cheat. This is a major cheat.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
Here, the people rule.
We were winning everything, and all of a sudden it was just called off. We have so many. We had such a big night, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won by. You just take a look at all of these things that we've won tonight.
We, the people, will not be silenced. We, the people, will not be bullied. We, the people, will not surrender. We'll come together. We have to stop treating our opponents as enemies.
They can't catch us. They can't catch us.
And now, every vote must be counted.
They can't catch us. They can't catch us.
When the count is finished, we will be the winners.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
This is a major cheat. This is a major cheat.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
Here, the people rule. Every vote must be counted. I'm not here to declare that we've won.
We were getting ready to win this election.
Every vote must be counted. We will be the winners.
We were getting ready for a big celebration.
It'll be time for us to do what we've always done. Put the campaign behind us. Lower the temperature.
These aren't even us. It's not like, oh, what happened? And then they said, oh. They can't catch us. They can't catch us.
And now, every vote must be counted.
They can't catch us. They can't catch us.
When the count is finished, we will be the winners.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
No one's going to take our democracy away from us.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
You must unite against citizens.
We are TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning.
I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
That one was just for you, Zack. Shooting your recurve. Welcome back to the Ironworx, truthfrequencyradio.com, TFRlive.com. We're also on YouTube. We're also on Rockfin. We're also on DLive and Odyssey and Facebook and Twitter as well.
Man, we're all over the damn plane. I like it. I like it.
So I did
shout out. Oh, I'm sorry.
Give your shouts out.
Well, just shout out to everybody there in chat. I see a lot of good things happening there. Our friend Walt's up, saving a squirrel. Oops, sorry. Sorry. I had a big burp showing up in the middle of my talking. I didn't want you guys to hear it. Anyway, what's up? Saving a squirrel from a wood chipper and then raising it. That's what's happening, brother. That's awesome. I see a lot of talk about zoos and how they suck ass. They do suck ass. They do indeed. I also see a lot of talk about the fact that, there's free range zoos now. People live in them. They're called cities.
I haven't enjoyed a zoo since I was a child. Probably once I hit 8 or 9, I just started feeling empathy for all the animals.
That was my problem even as a small child. The only fun I ever had at a zoo was the stuff that was around the zoo. It had nothing to do with the zoo, like the train that went through the park. I enjoyed that, or the little other rides they may or may not have had around the area. I would enjoy that. That would be my, let's go to the zoo, yay! And then it would come time to go into the actual park, and I would literally be dragged, kicking and crying until the age that I would just be an ass about it and hate my life through the whole concept of it all. I still remember though. They were my dad and my stepmom in Baton Rouge Zoo, the big one here. And they had a snake tunnel thing to go through and see all the snake glass, glassed up, walled up, whatever. And it was made out of this fake stucco-y, fake, whatever little tunnel shit they would use to make it. And everybody was walking through looking in the shit. And here I go through there with my helium balloon on a string. We get about halfway through there, and one of the little fake stalagmites, whatever, catches my balloon just right, and it pops. And you have never seen a herd of motherfuckers run out of a place as quick as that, thinking the glass had broken in one of those fucking displays, including my dad, my big old daddy running out like, thanks, Dad, for saving me. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, never. Like I said, since I was young, I remember seeing the gorillas and making eye contact with them, and just my soul just starting to weep for them. You could tell they don't want to be there. They're not happy. The tigers, the lions, just making eye contact with them just felt horrible. I felt bad. Yeah, not a fan of zoos. I haven't been for quite a while now. So they're saying that stay up to watch the rare green comet shooting across the tonight sky. It was last seen 50,000 years ago. This is January 12th, though, like 5 days ago.
Yeah, it's still there, or it was when I looked last night. Going.
Anybody see it?
You can. I've only been able to like image it with my camera and doing a long exposure, and I didn't get a decent one yet. I can just see something sort of there.
The fuzzy, yeah. I mean, at least they're not saying that. At least I haven't heard it, but it seems like the last decade of comets, since what 2011, we were supposed to have all these huge comets coming, and some of them were gonna rival the sun during the daytime. It was going to look like two suns in the sky. It was going to be so big and bright and fill up our sky and turn the night into daytime and blah, 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 blah. Never happened. And they said this on multiple comments, that this was a possibility. I mean, I'm not ancient, but even like grandparents, I've never heard my grandparents talk about a comet like that. Just something, a bright light in the sky that was so, overwhelming that you had to tell somebody about it later on in your life.
Were you not into looking at the sky during Hellbop? Or were you still not, like, were you more worldly at that point? I'm just asking because I did get into it. I was huge. And to me, it was big because at the time I was here in South Louisiana, where you can pretty easily, as you know, Zach, get to a really dark spot with a 2 or 3 minute drive. And if you really want super darkness, you go 5 minutes and you're at the levee and there's no lights, period, like none. And then if you want to take it a step further, you get somebody to get in the boat and you hop out and you go out on the fucking reservoir, or you go out on the Chaffly or whatever, and you get away from all the lights and the sky turns into a different thing. Anybody out there in the desert or out in the country knows what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, during that period, I got quite a few different views of it. Overwhelming views of like, hey, what is that in my fucking sky? It was pretty crazy. And then so crazy, a bunch of fuckers killed themselves, apparently, to chase it.
Cut off their genitals, mind you, wearing matching tracksuits and Nike shoes with purple shrouds, as I recall, over their face.
Were there any Joneses?
There was a, huh?
What was the leader's last name? Jones?
Bo.
It was weird.
That was Bo. His name was Bo. Thank you very much. I only know that because I watched a really good, actually, documentary recently, not like within the last year, not this year, like not since January, but like within the last year of my life, I've watched it. It was really good. It's on one of the streaming services. And even though I knew quite a bit about it, because, I was at the time heavily into UFOs, heavily into, actually at that period, I was practicing remote viewing. I had gone to a couple of conferences and met a couple of remote viewers like Ringo and Courtney Brown, and taking classes with them, and was actually practicing it, not knowing that they were doing the actual trying to attempt to remote view the UFO that was in the tail of this comet with the people that I had taken the classes from there at the Farsight Institute. And then we found all that out like a year later when they wrote their book or whatever it was. Anyway, I guess I'm rambling. There was a point behind that, and I've kind of lost it. The Heaven's Gate thing, Applethwaite. Yeah, just
Applethwaite. That's what it was. I knew it was some weird name. Applethwaite. That sounds right. I'm pretty sure I have made personally, and Walt and I throughout the years, have shared the responsibility of making thumbnails. And I'm pretty sure I personally have made 2 separate thumbnails using Mr. Green Comet here. One I know I did because I remember putting the Hulk in there. I can very distinctly remember the Hulk face that I put inside.
Yeah, but that was back in the Stone Age when we first started doing the show.
Right. Back in the fucking Stone Age. Jesus. So I'm looking at this Farmer's Almanac article that we have in the Space Lettuce pile. And I don't understand how people could even read this and just keep going. But it says, newly discovered comet, ZTF, is coming the closest to Earth in 50,000 years.
How do they know that?
The newly discovered comet, ZTF, and I'm almost positive that ZTF is the same one that I put the Hulk face on, is coming the closest to Earth in 50,000 years, because we just found it. And if we assume all of our other bullshit to be correct, we'll just reverse engineer this and say, yep, this is going to be the closest that it has been in 50,000 years, which makes more of a better sentence than it does is coming the closest to Earth in 50,000 years. That just reads funny. Maybe it's me. It's like it's missing a couple words there. Becoming visible to the naked eye and making big headlines. Some are calling it super rare and bright green comet. But will it live up to the hype? They say they're going to explain, but I'm not going to let them.
August 5th, 2018, the Incredible Hulk green comet may be visible to stargazers. It's going to be, let's see. I'm trying to find the name of this one. Remnants from the comet. No, this is Pan-STARRS C 2017 S3, according to this story. Because I was like you, I was thinking that was the same number too.
Yeah, this is Comet C 2022 E3 ZTF.
Oh, the old ZTF.
Well, they just discovered it, don't you know?
We just found out, don't you know? Now, there was a story here that I wanted to
There's
get
another
into.
one, though. Wasn't there one more?
I think so, because it was different than the Incredible Hulk one.
I'm trying here. 5 days ago. Whoa, what? No. No. I know I didn't just really see what I just found. Hold on.
What did you see, Walter?
Let me read this correctly. Attempts to locate Comet Hulk. Wednesday, January 14th, 1954. Let me click on this and see what the fuck we're. Oh no! That was apparently the name of the ship, a British. I'm sorry. They found the exact position of the Comet airliner, which crashed on Sunday. So it was an airliner that crashed. Okay, I was gonna say, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. All right. The She-Hulk. I'm sorry. Incredible Hulk Comet 2018. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. Oh wait. No. That was a comic book. Sorry. 2018. Yeah, all I'm seeing are 2018.
Have you seen the She-Hulk? Is that your favorite new show, Walter?
I couldn't make it to the first episode. It was so horribly bad. Like, I can't even think of a more irritating character, actress, storyline, use of an established character. I mean, it was just, yeah, it was horrible.
That's what I've heard by everybody.
Well, even got in that shit. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that's totally a left turn.
They said the writers knew nothing about comic books and nothing about the law. But yet, She-Hulk is a lawyer. So I guess, yeah, there's been a lot of complaints about just the storyline more than anything. Not so much the special effects or this or that, you know. Nobody's complaining about that. It's all about the story and how it has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. I don't see it lasting too much longer. It's all part of that Disney going broke woke. So I found one. This might
Oh wait, hold up. Don't go too far. I was in the middle of that. So the thing to me that has happened, it's really, I don't know. I guess it's not worth the energy. Never mind. I mean, comic book movies, you know, what are they? They're fucking comic book movies. Have there been good ones? Yeah, there have. Have there been horrible ones? Holy Christ. Yeah, there have. But, I mean, it's just irritating when you have something that's working. Why fuck it up? You know, and then if something's not working, why keep doing it? That's the two different ends of it that I just don't get. And we get both of those, you know. What could have happened with the Snyderverse and DC and all of that? I mean, I fucking was, you know, about to like spit nails over Ben Affleck becoming Batman. And he fucking kicked Superman's ass. So, you know, even I was swayed with the Snyder ideas, and that all just got stomped out. What was going on with the whole? I don't know. It's not that big a deal. I'm just like, I grew up with my books and I enjoyed them, and then to see the stories actually sort of get on screen in a sort of way was good. And then about the third, I guess, Iron Man, it just became jokes and one-liners, and it just wasn't funny, and it wasn't great no more. And yeah, I had to make it through those movies. Anyway, that's enough about it.
It seemed like they were done telling the story and just interested in making more money.
Money, you know? Books. Yeah, I mean, money, and it just became, like I said, a bunch of snide comments and jokes. It really wasn't storylines anymore. You know, one of the best stories ever, Dark Knight Returns, period. Not just comic, not just, you know, the best novel I would ever, the best story, Dark Knight Returns. Fucking Miller hit it out of the park. It's, if you've never read it, go find it. You can find it probably for nothing somewhere at a like used bookstore or for a trade paperback version of it, you know. Trying to find the original 4 of them, yeah, you can't find those probably, and you can't borrow mine. Sorry, they're put away. But yeah, you can definitely find the story itself collected and read. In fact, recently, wait, where was that at? One of the streaming places has taken that story, the Miller Dark Knight, and done the comic right in a sort of like a weird way. If I remember right, man, where was, I'm gonna have to find it now, but it seems like maybe it was one of those motion comic things more than a cartoon. I'm gonna have to find it. You guys move on, I'll find it.
All right. I found this one and it kind of cracked me up. You know, there's some people out there that are claiming that birds are robots, right? Birds are drones.
Are they really that?
Well, no, you've heard that though, right?
I have. I also dug deep and found out it was just more of a people making fun of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, I've shot birds, didn't find no robotic parts. Just saying. Clean ducks, clean chicken, clean geese. No robots, no wires, no battery pack included. But feathering robotic wings paves way for flapping drones. Birds fly more efficiently by folding their wings during the upstroke, according to a recent study led by Lund University in Sweden. The results could mean that wing folding is the next step in increasing the propulsive and aerodynamic efficiency of flapping drones. If you didn't know, there are flapping drones out there. They have them the size of mosquitoes. A drone that can come and land on your thumbnail. It's pretty amazing how small the things have gotten and the different types of drones that there are. It goes on saying, even the precursor to birds, extinct birds like dinosaurs, benefited from folding their wings. Okay, blah, 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 blah.
And turtles.
And turtles too, yeah.
Other types of birds.
So a Swedish
alligators.
Swiss? Is there oh yeah, Switzerland, Sweden. Okay. A Swedish-Swiss research team has constructed a robotic wing that can achieve just that, flapping like a bird and beyond. Huh. Okay, so here's we'll go through the quotation marks and then we can wow, this is a long article. Okay. We have built a robot wing that can flap more like a bird than previous robots, but also flap in a way that birds cannot do. By measuring the performance of the wing in our wind tunnel, we have studied how different ways of achieving the wing upstroke affect force and energy in flight. Okay, and that's it?
Yeah, we took God's design and made it better.
Yeah.
We're smarter than birds. Birds don't even know how to fly, apparently. It's amazing they even get in the air. Stupid birds. Don't know how to upstroke their wings.
Only been doing it since they're born.
They should listen to us. We're the scientists.
Yeah, I think Mother Nature's got it down pretty good. I don't know. I'll be interested to see if this ever takes off. If there's ever drones that are, big enough to see from like 30 feet away with the human eye, a real drone, half a pound or more. If these are ever going to have flapping wings on them. I don't see it.
Well, I think sort of given the materials, you wouldn't even want them necessarily small. You'd want them kind of big, wouldn't you? Give them like a 30-foot wingspan. Give them something to see. Put a cape on it.
The sparklers you could hit.
Hell yeah.
Just at the right time.
All right, before we hit the break, I found a copy for everybody there in chat for $12. Go get it. It's worth it. There is a used one on eBay, but I don't fuck with eBay too much. This is from Barnes & Noble, and it's a good price, so go enjoy. It's worth the read. Oh, I'm sorry. $12.99.
And then I do want to get into this story of the other side before we leave this fourth and final segment coming up. Apparently, there was a study in Belgium, I do believe. And the headline for the story is Conspiracy. 1 in 6 young people thinks the earth is flat. Not so fast, it says. Now, I'm not entirely sure about this website, mind you. And there are no real hyperlinks with which for me to click through to see if any of this is verifiable. And I've not done any Google searching to see if it is verifiable or not. But there's some pretty interesting stuff in here that I want to get into. And I think we'll be able to do that on the other side. But I don't even know how much time we have left.
About a minute.
About a minute. Sweet. Sweet.
There was calls for that line hello. There were calls for the lines to be open for calls earlier in the chat, and then that kind of trailed off. but is it easily done or not?
It is easily done.
The lines will be opening, ladies and gentlemen. 833 TFR Live is the quick one. 233
now that one we
3998.
don't. Yeah, we'll just do the flat line.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. Just forget all those other things and call the flat line.
TFR's got such a bad delay on it.
304-503-3528. That's 304-503-3528. Call 304-503-3528. Flat now.
Not now. We'll do it after the break.
Flat later.
There's my music. Yeah. But it does seem to be ducking now a little bit.
Thank you, forever love. Have a great day.
Enjoy your day. We shall see you Friday morning, hopefully. Otherwise, stick around. We've got the fourth and final coming up right after these briefest of messages. And who knows what's in store as we wrap the show.
You're never, ever, ever, ever going to feel like doing the things you need to do in order to have what you want. You're always going to need to push yourself. You're always going to need to parent yourself. So what is the net advice on this? What is the bottom line? The bottom line is no one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now, that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you've got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams come true.
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
I was just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again. So I placed another order because this was the only thing that ever worked. And I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Once in a decade, a true story comes along that remembers the future. After 6 Amazon bestsellers, I have completed the epic Birth Trilogy, a true story of Earth. By reading the Birth Trilogy, you will journey with the characters from the origin of Earth to its final destiny in a white-knuckle ride that combines the intrigue of Tom Clancy with the epic scope of Prometheus and Interstellar. You will learn more about the purpose of life, the mystery of death, and the true nature of your soul than you thought possible. The Birth Trilogy is now available on Amazon and Kindle. The audio version is a free bonus when you buy the paperback, so even if you're not a great reader, don't worry about it. I read it for you. Use the Amazon app today and buy the Birth Trilogy, spelled B-E-A-R-T-H, or search for my name. I'm Brooks Agnew.
Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Breaking out all the old ones. Welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks kicking off right now. Oh, thank God the cat turned around.
Kitty cam. I was going to say kitty cam alert. Don't look. Don't look.
Not too bad when the cat's facing the camera. It's when the cat's crawling around on Walt that you get that.
Yeah, that might be. It was cute, but not fun to watch.
It's not like dog butts. You can, see the face of Mary or something.
Mm-hmm. So I found one. Were you going to get into something there, Walter? I'm already forgetting what happened before the break.
Well, we had phone lines, and then we had this.
Phone lines, and Josh had something, I thought.
There was this study about the kids that think the Earth is flat.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't entirely sure what to make of this. I guess I need to move this separately. Holy hell. Not only do I have multiple tabs, I have multiple windows with multiple tabs. All right, I can just hide you a little bit. I'll hear if somebody calls. Because we do have the phone lines open. The flat line is open.
304-503-3528 now.
And I'm never mind.
Okay, I found one. This is Euronews.com from the 15th.
Oh, wait, I thought we were doing the kids and the flat Earth. I am so confused.
We are. I just had to pull the
story.
Yeah, I just had to pull
I'm sorry. I got lost.
So this is
I
again
was pulling up the story. Right, that's what I was doing.
The website's called Spam Chronicles.
That's what it concerned me.
So I don't know if they just like, I love canned meat, or what the hell's going on with this website. But it was the headline that caught me. 1 in 6 young people thinks the Earth is flat. But then it goes on, and there was something even more interesting, I thought. So just real quick, it says, much noise for nothing. An IFOP poll. Sorry. An IFOP poll for the Jean Jaroux Foundation and the Reboot Foundation, published on Thursday, warns about young people's relationship to science and certain conspiracy theories. The finding is alarming. According to this, 6 out of 10 young people believe a flat Earth is possible. Now, that's the one that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, that's a lot more than 1 out of 6.
Well, these are the studies of the polls and the ways they break down information. 1 in 6 young people thinks the Earth is flat. 6 out of 10 young people believe a flat Earth is possible. More than 1 in 4 believes in creationism, and almost 1 in 2 believes astrology is a science. IFOP even speaks of
stop it.
knock generation. While these results were widely reported in the press and on social media, many criticisms of the methodology and ultimate goal of the survey surfaced, pointing to data that ultimately wasn't as scientific. What exactly does this study say? Why is she criticized? For Marie Peltier, a conspiracy historian, history teacher, and author of Obsessions: Behind the Scene of Conspiracy History, who was contacted by 20 Minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes, yeah. Well, they're only a third as good as 60 minutes.
Well, you don't have time for all the news. No.
20 minutes.
When all the facts won't matter regardless. The survey is a, quote, a tool to support the thesis that young people are becoming more and more tainted by conspiracies, end quote. Everyone, son, experience, what? Shows the opposite. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Wait,
here.
What? Those were not English words you said to me.
Well,
what?
son is an English word I see here, bracketed behind everyone. But then this LUI, I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe from Hawaii? I don't know, LUI. The way that sentence reads makes very little to no sense to me. But you have to get in there and decipher and see if you can't translate for that. Anyway, what does this poll say? The results are therefore at least alarming, if not dramatic. The survey of young people aged 11 to 24 asked various questions about science, history, or current affairs and turns to show that young people's trust in science has deteriorated since 2017. Well, no shit. Therefore, several statements are suggested to which respondents answered with agree or disagree. Among them, we find humans are not the result of a long evolution from other species like apes, but were created by a spiritual force. 27% agree. In ancient times, the Egyptian pyramids were built by extraterrestrials. 19% of respondents agreed. Americans have never been to the moon. 20% of respondents agree. It's possible the earth is flat and not round like we've been told since school. 16% of respondents agree. In Ukraine, the massacre of civilians in Bucha was staged by the Ukrainian authorities. 26%. That's pretty specific of one I've not particularly heard of, but why would I? So-called parascientific theories are also discussed, such as witchcraft, clairvoyance, astrology, or fortune-telling, but also spirits, ghosts, reincarnation, etc. In addition to the survey highlights differences in the chosen age group among the 2003 respondents, particularly among the 18 to 24-year-old respondents, of which there were 942. Panels with religious, political affiliations, or users of various social networks with TikTok at the forefront are also highlighted. According to the results, Muslims seem to be particularly sensitive to non-scientific claims. They would 71% think that human beings are not the fruit of a long evolution, far behind Catholics, Protestants, and atheists. So then it goes on to criticize the method, which I'm sure deserves criticism. But I don't want to get off into the weeds because I'm not, again, can nutmeg really be used as a drug? Jesus. If you extract the certain chemicals out of it, possibly. Why the fuck not?
I know peppercorn can.
Right. You have people out roaming the fucking rainforests looking for exotic plants in hopes they might have some sort of healing properties because you extract the chemicals from them and then synthesize them and make them in the lab and make medicines out of them. That's just how you fucking make medicine.
What do you mean I can get drugs out of this tree? I've been chewing on the leaves and nothing happened to me. You're full of it. Right? But the DMT is in the roots. Were you chewing on the roots? No? Well, then chewing on... And it's... Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right. Did you say you had one, Zach?
Yeah, this is funny. Well, it's sad that I'm sure people are spending a lot of money on this stuff, and I just think it's nonsense. Inside the U.S. facility where 199 legally dead humans and almost 100 pets await being revived. I had heard of all this kind of stuff before. You know, who was it? Lou Gehrig? Wasn't he? Or was it Lou Gehrig? No, who was the one that was cryogenically frozen? I forget. Wasn't there a famous Mickey Mantle? Was it Mickey Mantle?
I think so. I think that's right. That sounds vaguely right.
Wait, I never heard that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, so they go on to say how the youngest patient is 3 years old, not quite 3 years old, who had brain cancer, multiple brain surgeries, nothing worked. So her parents had her frozen in liquid nitrogen until science can catch up with the cure.
Real quick, I think you got confused because Mickey Mantle did those Florida orange juice concentrate commercials.
Says the patients are only legally dead, but not biologically, and believes cryonics could be their savior. The process is a lot more complicated than just freezing and defrosting. Okay, so after they've been declared dead, the body will be soaked in an ice bath. During this procedure, a mechanical CPR device is then used to ensure blood circulation and medications in order to protect the cells against damage.
Yeah, I think I saw this in Flatliners.
Yeah. It's also, done to keep the patient from returning to consciousness. He also adds maintaining blood pressure is crucial for viability, much as the organ donation process. Okay. The bodies are not technically frozen, but vitrified. We don't want to freeze the patient. We want to vitrify them. The reason is that once you cool to a very cold below freezing, the solution, instead of crystallizing, will just get thicker and thicker. It's like a glassy block holding all the cells in place without any internal structure, so does no damage. And once we reach that point, around minus 110 degrees, the body becomes truly solid and absolutely nothing is happening in the body. There's no biochemical activity whatsoever, certainly no neurological activity. So at that point, it doesn't matter whether you wait a day or 100 years, you're going to be just the same as when you started. Sure.
We hope.
Moore's wife, futurist and author, believes those who opted in for cryopreservation won't be lonely once revived. Okay, so you have 199 people in there. Now listen to her answer. They will most likely have family members and or friends who have also signed up for cryonics. There's 199 of them. Not 199 million or 199,000. 199 people most likely have family members and or friends. Really?
We hope.
Yeah. The disease or injury cured or fixed, and the person has a new body cloned or a whole body prosthetic, or their body reanimated and meet up with their friends again. What the fuck was that line? Okay, this is all in quotations. I don't know how well this person speaks English.
Well, I think she's talking about like once they get defrosted, they're not going to know anybody because everybody they knew, loved, and cared about have been dead for like 120 years. Because what we're doing is talking about hypothetically in the future, once we figure out how to actually make this happen, we've got them frozen, but now we don't know what the fuck to do with them because we can't technically have the technology to bring them back. So they're just kind of there. So we're going to have to leave them there until we can A, fix what's wrong with them that was killing them, B, figure out how they can survive the process of coming back to life through thawing out and defrosting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they've got that down yet. I really don't.
Yeah, they don't really go into, we brought back 7
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
Not any kind of discussion about that.
We can, with very little effort, cryogenically freeze you and bring you back within 6 months or 10 years.
Just for the record, I've been digging into this while you've been reading. I can find no true record of Mantle being cryo, and I can find very little information. Apparently, there's some info about Ted Williams' daughter talking about him wanting to be. Oops, sorry, video started. Him wanting to be, cryo, but her, she doesn't say in there that it's going to happen. It will happen. It did happen. So, I mean, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I'm digging hard, trying to find, because I didn't even know about him until I started looking for the Mickey Mantle, and I can't find anything.
Yeah,
keep
that's something
finding
I
the
remember
references to
from.
Walt Disney's head. I mean, it could be one of
Yeah,
those like, it could be one of those, like that, like that. Just you've heard it since you were a kid, so it's got
since
to
I
be
was
true.
a child. Yeah, this wasn't something I heard on the news or in a newspaper. This was,
You just have heard it since you were a kid, just like
yeah, urban legend. You know.
yeah. I'm just not seeing it. I'm digging. If somebody finds something different in the chat, please drop it for me. I'll see a few articles about it. I'll see an actual link to a site called well, I've lost the site. It's gone.
I love it how nonchalantly she just throws out, "Oh, and they'll have a new body cloned or a whole body prosthetic." Like what?
Or all other sorts of shit that I could hypothesize possibly being invented between then and now.
Yeah,
Who
'cause
knows
you're
where
frozen.
technology
I could
will
leave
go?
you frozen for 1,000 years.
Maybe
So in
bodies will
1,000
be
years,
irrelevant by then, and they won't need to
yeah.
worry about it. We can just upload their whole fucking personality into the cloud with everybody else's to exist as one part of the collective.
Well, there is one doctor who kind of disagrees with this. Well, I'm sure there's more than one, but for Dr. Arthur Kaplan, director of the Division of Medical Ethics and professor of bioethics at the New York University Grossman School of Medicine, the idea of cryonics is no more than a college dormitory discussion. So at the end of the day, I think this notion of freezing ourselves into the future is pretty science fiction, and it's naive. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of professors that have said that about a lot of things and were wrong, but I tend to agree with this guy.
Yeah, but they might make body doubles, body prosthetics, clone you a whole new body where you can just upload your old consciousness into your new body. You never know.
You never do.
You don't know science, man.
I would.
Would you go to school for this or something?
What
do you know about the human
I'd hold my breath for Peter Pan coming through the window, offering me some fairy dust. And this working. I just don't see it. And the fact that they don't say, yeah, and we've reanimated, hundreds of animals and insects, and we've done it with snakes, and we've done it with all kinds of species. We have this down. It's science now. We know how to do it. Nope. Never a mention of we've brought anything back to life. Yeah, we freeze everything and then we just let it sit there. We've never even attempted to bring it back to life. No, I'm sure they have, but it just doesn't work. That's why we'll just not even talk about that. That'll be in the future when the science catches up. And I notice how they don't tell you the price of storage. You're being medicated, storage fees, the
It's
electricity
probably pretty simple
cost.
to keep everything below 120 degrees.
Yeah, why not?
Below negative 120 degrees, excuse me. Probably doesn't take much effort at all.
I mean, it's in the United States, not Antarctica. So, yeah, I'm sure it's not super cheap keeping all these things, Yeah, I don't see it happening. Nope.
I don't either. I think they've got them in a fucking walk-in meat locker, and they've got a bunch of props in a sales showroom, would be my guess. Or they just chucked them all out the back.
Yeah.
The cheaper way to get... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just being stupid. You go ahead.
I am being stupid too.
Zack, it's you then.
So real quick before we do get out of here, I just noticed the time. One of my heroes has passed away. Robbie Knievel, unfortunately, has left us at age 60. If you're not familiar with Robbie, that was the son of Evil. If you're not familiar with Evel Knievel, oh my goodness. Sorry you missed out on that, because growing up in the 70s, he was truly a living hero of mine. Flying through the air with a fucking cape. I mean, you don't get more heroic than that. And then his son, Robbie, grew up, watching his dad be a lunatic and et cetera. So, of course, he wanted to do all that. In fact, I can remember watching Robbie ride a couple of wheelies across the lot there, pre-show for some of Dad's jumps on ABC Sports growing up. And he definitely grew into quite the daredevil himself. In fact, he actually succeeded in the infamous Caesar's Palace jump. His dad famously didn't clear. I'll throw that on the screen for those watching us on a Vigia type device real quick so that you can see what I'm talking about. Again, yeah, is it dumb? Yeah, sure. Is it heroic? Maybe not. Is it cool? Fucking A. I will say this, watching him do these jumps on the bike he's doing them on, all the years he was doing it on the bikes, it was always kind of like, yeah, you're cool, but your dad did it on a street bike, punk. I mean, dude, he cracked how many frames of how many bikes jumping those fucking Harley Davidson street bikes across those fucking huge jumps. It's incredible that he made them, let alone didn't.
Jumping over
crack them. Here we go.
canyon. It's not like you're going to fall and land on a bus or hit the ground. You're going to fall like hundreds of feet into a canyon with a roaring river at the bottom. The guy was insane. Just insane.
Apparently he died of pancreatic cancer.
In hospice,
That's
too.
rare. Do what?
In hospice, too.
Yeah.
That just seemed really sad. For a guy like Robbie Knievel, seemed like he wanted to go out doing what he loved rather than wasting away.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the bed in hospice from pancreatic cancer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just a shame. Well, before we get out of here, I saw something yesterday that just blew my mind. I've been looking into the Arabian Desert down there in southern Saudi Arabia. They call it the lower quarter. It's just this huge, giant desert. Oh, I forget where I was going with it now. Damn it. It'll come back to me. Maybe we'll talk about it Friday. But yeah, there's these huge, like the Nazca lines down in Peru, where they have all these giant pictures and stuff like that you can only see from a very high elevation.
Yes.
There are thousands of these things. They're not so much like pictures of people or birds or stuff like that. A lot of them are real similar. It looks like an unrolled scroll almost. But some of these things are like hundreds of miles long, going up the sides of mountains, all kinds of crazy stuff. They're like huge stones that are stacked like 3 feet tall now only, but there's thousands of these things out in the Arabian Desert. They're finding just some remnants of a huge civilization, just enormous, that encompass that whole area. And in multiple, the Quran and then another really old book, it talks about this king that lived in that place, and the whole civilization was swept away by an 8-day-long sandstorm. That people were, sticking up out of the sand like palms. Everybody was pretty much buried. Yeah, but supposedly there was an enormous civilization. They're thinking quite advanced as well to be able to do all this kind of stuff. But yeah, just look into it, folks. Arabia, amazing place, I guess. A lot more than sand out there. Lots of pyramid-like whatchamacallits too. Yeah, it'll blow your mind. Go check it out. That about does it. We're down to like the last minute.
Always curious about the little hidden treasures that are in other countries. Like stuff they're hiding in the national parks by only letting 64 people get walking licenses.
Yeah. Okay. Make sure to get your permit if you want to go for a walk, folks.
Right. I'm walking
4 months in advance.
Talking.
And it's
Love
like
you
the
guys.
lottery.
We will see you guys Friday. What? Pottery? What happened?
No, I said it's like the lottery.
Oh.
You're probably not going to get to go for your walk. You can apply for permission to walk on your land, but chances are you're not going to. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. We will see you right back here on Friday morning for another episode of the Ironworx on truthfrequencyradio.com, TFRlive.com. And we will be back on Friday afternoon for another episode of Have No Sphere. What we're doing is not yet clear. Anyway, you guys be good, be well. Remember that we love you.